All right, so I have a few case studies here before we wrap things up from various studies that I've been involved with or associated with. And so there was a grocery worker, 20 years old, and he was working with mostly older women at the grocery store. And they regularly talked on the phone, but when he talked on the phone, his supervisor reprimanded him and got on his case, assuming that he's talking up girls or with his mates trying to plan what they're doing after work. It turns out that he was the legal guardian of his 13-year-old sister. And he had asked his 13-year-old sister to call him each day after she got home from school to make sure she was okay. And so the supervisor reprimanded a kid who's like, should be on Oprah's Angel Network or something, taking care of his 13-year-old sister and just being a superstar. So that's blowing up stress. All right. So I got my picture in there. Isn't that sweet? This is Maggie. This is the dog of Dr. Wiffley, who works in my group. Maggie had cancer in her leg and is a three-legged dog now who is quite highly skilled with her three legs. But adorable pictures related to my next story. So at an IT firm, one of the IT employees lived alone but loved her dogs. And one of her dogs needed to have a major surgery like this. But the company only had one flex day per week. And so she went to her supervisor and said, I just need a week working at home. I'll get it all done. I just need a week to look after my dog while I work. And the supervisor said, take the week. Jack Sheehan type, take it. You need it. Take that week. I'll go to bat for you if anybody is troubled about this corporate policy. And so that is buffering against stress. Next one is from a long-term care facility. There are a lot of legal regulations about staffing and people on the floor in homes where people care for the elderly. And the policy here was that if there was a call-in, that to fill that call-in space, anybody could be asked to stay later than their shift with no notice or short notice. And we had an interview with an employee who described how this regularly caused her to be unable to pick up her son from school. So this is a lack of creative management. You remember the types? There's probably a way to sort this out so that it's more predictable and you don't leave kids, with their backpacks so sad like that. This is an example of being creative. There was a lot of conflict at another long-term care facility about scheduling vacation times. And the workers, there were many immigrant workers in the workforce, so getting out for a week or two to their mother country was really important, but it was secret. You had to go to the supervisor who would look at the calendar and sort out who could go when. And after getting feedback, the solution was to be fully transparent, and it became a kind of vacation trading marketplace. So I could see that, John wanted to go out on this time and me here, and I could go talk to John, and we could work out whose thing was adjustable and whose wasn't, and maybe do a trade or a deal.